The Cuicugu complex is a large archaeological site located in the southern Amazon basin in Brazil. It was discovered in 1999 by Anna Roosevelt, an American archaeologist, during an aerial survey of the region. The complex dates back to between 800 and 1400 AD, and was home to a sophisticated society that built monumental structures, created intricate pottery, and engaged in long-distance trade. The Cuicugu complex is made up of a network of interconnected villages that were organized around a central plaza. The villages were built on raised mounds of earth, which protected them from flooding during the rainy season. The largest mound was over 12 meters tall and covered an area of more than 50,000 square meters. The complex was also home to a series of causeways, roads, and canals that connected the different villages and allowed for easy transportation and communication. One of the most impressive features of the Cuicugu complex is the monumental architecture. The villagers constructed large circular structures made of earth and wood, which were up to 50 meters in diameter and 10 meters high. These structures were likely used for public ceremonies and gatherings, and would have been visible from great distances. The villagers also created intricate pottery, which was decorated with intricate designs and used for both practical and ceremonial purposes. Another important aspect of the Cuicugu complex was the long-distance trade network. The villagers traded goods such as salt, shells, and ceramics with other societies as far away as the Andes and the Atlantic coast. This trade network allowed the Cuicugu villagers to obtain valuable resources and establish political and cultural ties with other societies. The Cuicugu complex was likely abandoned around 1400 AD, and the reasons for its decline are still unknown. Some researchers have suggested that the complex was abandoned due to environmental changes or warfare with neighboring societies. Others have proposed that the villagers may have migrated to other regions or integrated with other indigenous groups in the area. The discovery of the Cuicugu complex challenges the traditional view of the Amazon rainforest as a pristine wilderness that was sparsely populated by small, nomadic groups of hunter-gatherers. Instead, it suggests that the region was home to a complex and sophisticated society that adapted to the unique challenges of the rainforest environment. The Cuicugu complex also highlights the importance of interdisciplinary research in understanding the history and cultural diversity of the Amazon basin. The Amazon Stonehenge is a mysterious archaeological site located in the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. The site was first discovered in 2007 by American archaeologist Michael Heckenberger during an aerial survey of the region. It consists of a series of stone structures that resemble the famous Stonehenge monument in England. The Amazon Stonehenge is located in the upper Xingu region of the Brazilian Amazon, which is home to several indigenous groups that have lived in the area for thousands of years. The site is situated on a high plateau and consists of several circular stone structures that are arranged in a specific pattern. The structures are made of granite and quartz and are up to 2 meters tall. The purpose of the Amazon Stonehenge is still unknown, and it has become the subject of much speculation and debate among archaeologists and researchers. Some have suggested that the site was used for astronomical observations or for religious or ceremonial purposes. Others have proposed that it was a settlement or trading center for the indigenous groups in the region. One of the challenges in studying the Amazon Stonehenge is the lack of written records or historical accounts about the indigenous groups that inhabited the region. However, archaeologists have been able to gather some information about the site through archaeological excavations and studies of the surrounding environment. For example, they have discovered that the site was built around 2,000 years ago and was likely used by multiple generations of indigenous people over a long period of time. The Amazon Stonehenge has also been a focus of controversy due to its location within an area that is threatened by deforestation and mining. Many researchers have expressed concern that the site and other archaeological sites in the region could be destroyed if steps are not taken to protect the rainforest and the indigenous communities that call it home. Despite the many unknowns surrounding the Amazon Stonehenge, it has sparked a renewed interest in the pre-Columbian history of the Amazon basin and the role that indigenous societies played in shaping the landscape and culture of the region. As more research is conducted and new discoveries are made, it is hoped that the mystery of the Amazon Stonehenge and other enigmatic sites in the region will be solved, and that the importance of the Amazon rainforest as a vital cultural and ecological resource will be recognized and protected for future generations. The city of Z, also known as the Lost City of Z, is a legendary city that is believed to have been located in the Amazon rainforest. The city was first mentioned by a Spanish conquistador, Gaspar de Carvajal, in the 16th century, who claimed that he had heard rumors of a great city located deep in the heart of the jungle. The city was later popularized by the British explorer Percy Fawcett, who led several expeditions in search of the city during the early 20th century. Fawcett first became interested in the city of Z in 1906, when he was working for the Royal Geographical Society in Brazil. He had heard stories from local indigenous people about a great city located deep in the Amazon rainforest that was said to be rich in gold and other treasures. Fawcett became obsessed with finding the city and organized several expeditions in search of it over the next few decades. Fawcett's expeditions were difficult and dangerous, as the Amazon rainforest is one of the most inhospitable environments on the planet. He and his team faced many challenges, including disease, starvation, and attacks by indigenous people. Despite these challenges, Fawcett remained convinced that the city of Z was real and continued to search for it. In 1925, Fawcett set out on his final expedition in search of the city of Z. He was accompanied by his son, Jack, and a friend named Raleigh Rimmel. The expedition disappeared without a trace, and no one knows what happened to Fawcett and his team. Many people have speculated that they were killed by indigenous people or died of starvation or disease in the jungle. The mystery of the city of Z has continued to captivate people's imaginations over the years, and many have tried to find the lost city. In the 1990s, a British explorer named David Gran became interested in Fawcett's story and organized his own expedition to search for the city of Z. He was able to locate some of the sites that Fawcett had mentioned in his journals, but he was not able to find any evidence of the lost city. Today, the city of Z remains a mystery, and many people continue to search for it. Some believe that it was a real city that was lost to time, while others think that it was a legend or a myth. Regardless of the truth, the story of the city of Z and Percy Fawcett's search for it has become a part of the lore of the Amazon rainforest and the history of exploration. The origins of the El Dorado legend are uncertain, but it is believed to have originated in the 16th century among the indigenous people of the northern Andes region of South America. According to the legend, the king of the Muisca people, a powerful indigenous group that lived in what is now Colombia, would cover himself in gold dust and then dive into a sacred lake as part of a ritual ceremony. The ceremony was believed to symbolize the king's power and wealth and to ensure the prosperity of the Muisca people.